Hey everyone, for today's video we're going to be looking at Zoro versus Doflamingo. Both of these decks are very aggressive. You're going to see a lot of characters out on the field and a lot of characters swinging at each opponent's leader for lots of damage. You may also note that there is some unorthodox plays here, but that's because this is some gameplay against my girlfriend, and we usually play about once or twice per evening, and we're kind of used to each other's play styles, so we kind of know what's going to be coming up next. For my first turn, I'll just be playing one Dawn and passing. For her first turn, she's going to play 2 Dawn, and then she's going to immediately play the Sunny to set up for further damage later on. On my next turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my 3 Dawn and rest them in order to play character Doflamingo. This allows us to rearrange the top 5 cards in any order, and we're going to want to do this in a way that we draw a card and have a Warlord card available for Doflamingo leader's ability to go off for next turn. So from here, we're just going to swing for 5,000 damage against our opponent's leader and pass turn. For my opponent's turn, she's going to play 2 more Dawn and then rest 2 of them to play Sanji. The character Sanji she's going to play allows her to return 1 life from her life zone in order to attach 2 rested Dawn and give 2,000 power. She's just going to rest Sunny to give her leader Zoro 1,000 extra Dawn. For my turn, we draw a card, and now we're going to attach the 2 Dawn to her leader Doflamingo. And then once we do that, we're able to rest 1 of them after we attack her leader for 2,000, and we're going to reveal GEKKO MORIA and play him rested. With leader Doflamingo, what we're looking to do is set up for future turns, but we also want to make sure we're able to defend our characters as we play them. So this attack goes through successfully, and we take 1 life away from our opponent. Character GEKKO MORIA allows us, when we have 5 cards in hand or more, to deal double damage. Our opponent's going to get her 2 Dawn for turn, and then from there she's going to play a blocker. This way she's able to protect herself from GEKKO MORIA next turn, and then she's going to play NAMI, which allows her to search the top 5 cards of her deck and then pick a Straw Hat card from among them, accidentally forgetting to reveal it for us to see. She then plays a 3-cost Zoro, and then from there attaches 1 Dawn to her leader Zoro. This gives all the characters on her side of the field plus 1,000. You can see here she's going to put the plus 1,000 on her character Zoro, getting ready for the attack. She also rests the 1,000 Sunny, also giving character Zoro another 1,000, swinging at my leader for 7,000 altogether. I'm going to use my blocker here as I want to keep as many cards in hand because we want to have 5 or more in order for GEKKO MORIA to use his ability next turn with double attack. She's then going to take her leader Zoro and attack Doflamingo for 6,000 altogether, and we're going to take the damage, giving us an additional card in hand for next turn. So keep in mind, 2 turns ago we played character Doflamingo. We already know what's on the top of our deck at this point after we've drawn that card. So we're going to attach 2 Dawn to leader Doflamingo. We're going to swing for 7,000 here in a moment, but we're just going to make sure we don't have any other plays at this point in time. So after we've decided how we are going to play out this turn, we attack for 7,000 to her leader, rest 1, and reveal GEKKO MORIA once again, playing him rested. Our opponent decides she's going to take the damage, as she'd rather take the damage from from our leader here, as she wants to protect herself from GEKKO MORIA as much as possible, as that double damage is quite heavy. We swing in with vanilla 5,000 against her opponent's leader, and she easily takes care of it with a counter. From there, we pass turn, and she sets up for her next turn, getting 2 more Dawn ready to go. And the first thing she's going to do is attach 1 Dawn to Zoro. That way, all of her characters get that plus 1,000 bonus. And immediately, what she's going to do once she does that, she prepares to get her attackers ready. So in this case, she uses the Sunny to give Sanji an additional 1,000 and attaches another Dawn to her character Zoro to attack one of the GEKKO MORIAs. So we're going to play our event card Overheat, giving our character GEKKO MORIA plus 4,000 and bouncing her Sanji character back to her hand. Instead of replaying Sanji, she's going to rest 3 to play her character Luffy. This Luffy, when you attach 2 Dawn, you get an additional 2,000. So he's got 3,000 power, with 2 Dawn brings him up to 5,000, and with the ability brings him up to 7,000. She's going to swing at my leader, and I'm going to play the event card Desert SPADA, which means I get to look at the top 3 cards, and as well I play an additional counter from my hand blocking the attack. I rearrange them to set up for Doflamingo's next ability. For our next turn, what we're going to do after we get our Dawn, we immediately know what's on top of our deck after we draw. So we get our 2 Dawn, we're immediately going to attach the 2 to Doflamingo that we need to set up for our attack. We attack for 7,000 against her leader, arrest 1, and reveal Boa Hancock. This is the blocker that when you attach 1, when you either attack or block with this card, you get to draw a card. our opponent's going to take the damage and bring her down to 2. So far, I've been unsuccessful in getting GEKKO Moria's double attack off. We're going to attempt to see if we can. So first we swing with GEKKO Moria against the leader for 6,000, which she counters, and then we're going to swing with another 5,000 just vanilla attack against her leader, which she blocks with Chopper. From there, what I'm going to do is going to use the rest of my Dawn to play Boa Hancock again, and this time attach 1 Dawn so that way we can use the block ability next turn. From here, she unrests her cards and gets ready for her next turn. So my opponent sets up for a turn, she gets her last couple of Dawn, and what you're going to see here is she doesn't use any of it right away, and I actually completely forgot about the card she's going to use this turn. So first she's going to activate her Sunny, giving Zoro plus 1,000 and swing at my leader. So if you're like me at this point, you might be thinking this is a little unorthodox. Why isn't she attaching a Dawn to Zoro? Why isn't she, boosting up other characters? That's because she's about to use it, actually. So don't be alarmed at this point. So then she's going to attack Vanilla with her Zoro against her leader, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to just block that because I can counter with another card to protect my Boa Hancock and draw a card. And then from there, what she's going to do is she's actually going to rest 9, and she's going to play Shanks. And she's going to swing at her leader for 10,000. And at this point, I have to take that because I'm unable to counter or block that. So, she only has 1 of that card in her deck, actually. So it was a very good play on her part, very strong. And I was not expecting that as we move on to my next turn here. So that puts me at 2 life unexpectedly. So great job on her end. For my next turn, we're going to take a little bit of risk here. We're going to swing for 10,000 against her leader. She does have 1 Dawn open and a couple cards in hand, but she does run a lot of 2,000 counters in her deck, which she hasn't used very many of yet. This brings her down to last hit, though, and from here, I need to make sure I can survive next turn, and I still have 5,000 open on the field. So I believe I play it safe here, think it out, and I'm going to attack with Doflamingo next either way. And I'm going to swing for 7,000, and I'm going to check to see if I do have at least a blocker on top, but I do not because we hadn't prepared for that last turn. She does play Radical Beam, which does give her leader plus 4,000, and then she is able to block with or counter with Brook as well to block the attack, and then she does counter GEKKO Moria's vanilla attack against her leader as well. From there, I play it safe and keep my blockers open. I could have attacked, but not knowing what she had left in her hand, because I don't have any Dawn left open, I'm attacking for 5,000, and she does have 2 cards left available. I could leave myself wide open and lose the match next round, so we're going to pass our turn here. So first thing she does is she's going to activate 1 Dawn and play Chopper, getting a blocker ready for her next turn. And then what she's going to do is she's going to start taking out my side of the board. So first she's going to take Shanks, and she's going to target one of my GEKKO Morias. What she's trying to do is make it so that way she's able to survive next turn because she is on last hit, and build up her defenses now, because she does have a very strong side of the board for attacking, and I can hold up my side of the defenses. I just need to get 1 more attack in, but it's going to be very difficult if I can't get past her 1 blocker at this point in time, especially if she's able to take out my attackers here. She also successfully takes out another one of my GEKKO Morias. I'm going to let that one go through as well, just because I do have a lot of cards in hand, but I do have a lot of blockers as well. So just in case I am unable to successfully get my attacks through next round, because she does have Dawn left open. I'm not sure whether she has counter cards in her hand, and like I said, we play each other quite often with these decks, so I know she has ways to counter my attacks, and it's not going to be necessarily an easy next round if I do make it through this round. So what she's going to do next is boost up the rest of her characters and prepare for an all-out assault on my leader. From there, she uses the 1,000 Sunny to give Nami some more Dawn, and I believe she's going to attack with her character Zoro first here. Once she does that, we're going to have to decide whether or not we are going to start taking cards out of her hand or take some damage, but we're going to make the decision here to actually take some damage instead and get some additional cards in our hand to prepare for our next turn, as like I said, we have lots of blockers and counters in our hand, but not necessarily a lot of damage dealing cards or offensive cards. So once that is done, we decide what we're going to do with the NAMI card. It's only 5,000. We'll easily make that counter. She attacks with her leader, and then we take the damage as well, which brings us both down to our last hits at this point in time. So we get ready for our next turn here. We unrest everything, we draw for turn, and now we need to decide how we're going to approach this. So she does have her character chopper on the board, which does have blocker. Luckily, one of the damage I took last turn was a 9-cost MIHAWK, which on play allows us to bounce 1 7-cost or lower to a bottom of our opponent's deck. I decided to go for the final attack. Like I said, if this was any other opponent, I wouldn't be as hesitant, but because we've been playing these decks a lot, I know she has some tricks up her sleeve. I do decide to go for the final all-out attack, and she is able to counter both of my 2 attacks, but the final attack goes in for the last amount of damage, getting the KO. Ironically enough, this was the first match out of, I believe, 10 games that we played that night that I won. So, I hope you all enjoyed this match, and look forward to some more content. Thank you very much for watching.